Welcome, well-informed friend, to a special market deep dive. Today, we're putting on our publisher and news reporter hats. We're going to dissect some really critical market action from August 5th and 6th, 2025. Our mission, well, it's to cut through the noise, really scrutinize the data, and uncover the actual news triggers behind the market moves. And we've got a special focus today on advanced micro devices, AMD.
Absolutely. But before we jump into all the fascinating details, just a crucial note here. This deep dive, like all our content sourced from the Mindrative channel, it's strictly for educational and informational purposes only. The data we're presenting is historical. It's processed by automated AML systems, all from publicly available info. And it is not, let me repeat, not intended as investment advice. We aren't licensed financial advisors. You should always consult a qualified professional before making any investment decisions.
Okay, crystal clear. So let's unpack this. Looking at August 5th and then rolling into the pre-market today, August 6th, it felt like a really dynamic market. So how did things kick off? What was the overall sentiment like early on? Optimistic? Cautious?
What's fascinating here is how the day actually started. U.S. stock futures, they were inching higher in pre-market on August 5th. It was sort of extending Monday's rebound rally. So yeah, maybe a little cautious optimism there. But as the day wore on, the market found itself really caught, caught between strong S&P 500 company profits on one side and then these jobs reports suggesting, well, a weaker economy on the other. It created this real tension, almost a split personality for the market.
Yeah, that tension, you could almost feel it. It's like the market couldn't make up its mind. And by the afternoon, specifically around, 4:01 p.m. on August 5th, that tension became really palpable. You saw the S&P 500 slipping. The Nasdaq composite was down 0.7%. It wasn't just a slight dip. It really indicated what some were calling a violently flat market. Just feeling the significant weight of those looming tariffs and some unexpected drops in services industry surveys must have felt heavy.
Precisely. And that broader context, it's absolutely key to understand what happened next, especially for individual stocks like AMD. That general market sort of malaise, it was becoming a really dominant force.
Right. So now let's zoom in on AMD, because something pretty intriguing happened there after their earnings report. Something that, well, it might defy conventional wisdom. So 4:26 p.m. on August 5th, right after that market sentiment really shifted, AMD reported its Q2 results. And on paper, wow, they look fantastic. Sales actually beat expectations. $7.69 billion against an expected $7.43 billion. And they gave a stronger than expected Q3 outlook too, projecting sales between $8.4 billion and $9 billion. I mean, that was classified as strong positive news. You'd think, okay, liftoff, right?
Exactly. Which just begs the question, given such undeniably strong internal news for AMD, why did its stock performance then, well, diverge so sharply? If we connect this to the broader picture, maybe look around 6:32 p.m. on August 5th. Despite AMD's excellent outlook in that earnings beat, its shares actually dropped further in extended trading. They went down. The Nasdaq Q market overall, it ended lower. Wall Street's main indexes were really struggling. You had persistent trade uncertainty, the impact of tariffs on corporate earnings. That was weighing heavily. Tariffs, for example, can directly eat into profits, regardless of strong sales. They increase costs, maybe reduce demand.
It's just incredible how powerful those external factors were. The massive economic storm front rolling in. And didn't we also have that brutal jobs report from Friday that rekindled fears of stagflation, that nasty mix of inflation and economic stagnation? That put the Federal Reserve in a really tough spot by early August 6th. So I wonder, even if AMD had somehow posted even better numbers, would it still have just gotten dragged down? Could anything have bucked that trend then?
It's highly unlikely. A single company's positive news, doesn't really matter how strong, probably couldn't have completely overcome such powerful macroeconomic headwinds. Not in that short time frame. Think of it like, I don't know, a really strong runner facing a massive headwind. No matter how fast AMD sprinted with its results, the overall economic climate just created too much drag. It slowed everything down. And the chart shows this. The chart for August 5th shows AMD hitting a high of $180.36. Nice peak. Yet, by the close on August 6th, around 5:01 a.m., it had settled way down at $164.82. That's well below its daily high, even below where it opened.
Wow, that chart really confirms it visually, doesn't it? How potent those broader market anxieties were. Things like tariffs, the general economic data, just that overall uncertainty, it can be so powerful. They completely overshadowed a really strong individual company earnings beat. The macro truly pulled the micro down. Despite those great Q2 results and that stellar outlook from AMD, it's a stark reminder, good news isn't always immune.
Absolutely. And this is such a vital lesson in market dynamics, isn't it? The chart movements right around the time of AMD's positive news, they clearly illustrate that while company fundamentals are crucial, they absolutely operate within a larger economic ecosystem. The market was simply prioritizing those broader anxieties over individual triumphs in that specific moment.
What a deep dive. Really shows that intricate dance between individual company fundamentals and those sometimes overwhelming macro market forces. You can see how even a seemingly fantastic earnings report for AMD just got caught in the powerful currents of the broader market sentiment.
Yeah, and it leads us to consider, for you navigating the market, how do you weigh that? The individual company news versus the bigger economic picture. Understanding these interwoven narratives, these connections, that's really key to being well-informed and, well, to making sense of the market's often unpredictable movements. It's definitely a puzzle with many interconnected pieces.